Hello and welcome to another episode of the Disruptive Voices of the Pacific. We are getting close to episode number 100, which is amazing. This podcast has been going just for a little over 2 years, and I keep it going because of the messages that come to me, the help, people stopping me in the streets. And for the last few months, we've been doing a series on sex, dating and relationships and everything in between. This is a topic that we don't always talk about. And again, we're going to continue on this topic because of your feedback, of you writing in, of people asking more questions. And so it's great to be back with you today. And I have two awesome men with me, Joe and Terry. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us. Wonderful to be here, Letitia.
No, that's good. Well, today's topic, and I'm really excited about this because we've done it with the girls and now we're doing it with the boys. It's called the things that guys wish the girls knew. Because sometimes, guys talk about things and the girls aren't always sure, and we've done an episode which we'll release on what the girls wish the guys knew as well, so you'll have to stay tuned for that one. And obviously, Joe and Terry don't represent every guy, but they are young men, and they're talking about things from their point of view, what they wish girls in their life knew. So they have both, during the week, sent me some pointers on what they wish the girls knew, and we're going to have a bit of a chat through them. So, Joe, you first of all wrote in, and you said you wish the girls knew that you guys are not the answers to all their heart's desires. Really?
Yes.
I thought you guys had everything.
No. And I put that as my number one point because from past experience. I've been in 2 relationships, and what I've seen is that in those relationships, and I'm not knocking anyone, I noticed that I struggled to be anything and everything for them in the relationship, and it wasn't because of their attitudes, I think, but I think it's because of our immaturity, both of us. I felt like I should have been, because it was my first experience being in a relationship. I felt that it was my responsibility to meet every expectation that they had of me. And so after having had those experiences, I realized, no, and it took me arriving at my wit's end to realize that, I can't possibly fulfill every need or desire that my potential spouse may have. Yeah.
And that's really important that you come to that as a guy. So important for girls. It's a lie that we believe, and I don't know if we pick it up from Hollywood or movies, Netflix, that we think the guy's going to be the answer, fulfill every need. He doesn't. I hate to say it, only Jesus can do that. He's the number one groom in our life. How do women do that? What type of signals or things are they saying to you when they're wanting you to fulfill everything?
I think there is a deep desire in women, and I think God's created women this way, to desire love and to be cared for and to be loved and cared for. That's normal. But what I had noticed was that this desire would always come up in, say, a need to be constantly affirmed of my feelings for them. I think in one scenario, my previous girlfriend had asked me whether I did truly love her, and I think she always wanted to be affirmed in that area, that I did love her, I did care. And so, and when I didn't meet an expectation, they would always question that love. And so it could be anything, Letitia. Like for instance, it could be in the way I speak. Automatically, they would begin to question. Like say if I wasn't very responsive, he doesn't love me anymore. Or if I didn't respond in a way that I usually did, maybe because I was busy or I just had a lot of things going on in my life, or in that season of life, they would automatically question, oh, this person doesn't love me anymore. And so they would look for that reassurance and that affirmation of that love, which, man, it was really difficult for me to, and I didn't know better. I didn't know better. I thought I was supposed to be that person, constantly affirming them in love.
Yeah. And again, that just shows deeper issues with the girl, that she's very insecure and she's really needing your affirmation constant, which is so tiring. It's just not possible, is it? Not possible at all. So that's a really important one. The guys want you girls to know that they cannot fulfill all your heart's desires. Now, Terry, you had written into me that you want the girls to know that it's scary for the guys to ask a girl out. Really? What are you scared of?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that I'd speak for all the guys that it's not an easy thing. At least for most guys, it's not an easy thing to ask a girl out. Even on a date, I know for me personally, if I'm interested in someone, it would take me a couple of weeks to even come up with the courage to even speak to that person and express to them that, oh, I find you interesting, I want to go out on a date with you. So when a guy, I think what I wish girls would know is that when a guy asks you out, if he's a noble person of character and has integrity, I'm pretty sure he has taken his time to come up with the courage and the confidence to even ask you out. So how you respond to that, I think kindness is key, especially if you know that that person is or has character and has integrity. Yeah, it takes courage to ask a girl out. Yeah. And I'm sure Joe would agree with me.
Oh yeah.
It's huge, isn't it? And I'd encourage, if you haven't seen my interview with Melanie, Miss Hibiscus, she actually talks about how to respond to a guy that you don't like with kindness. It is so important. But what are you afraid of? Why is it so scary?
Oh, obviously it's rejection. Nobody wants to be rejected.
Nobody wants to be rejected.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I think it's a basic human fear, especially for guys. It's not just you rejecting an offer for a date. It's you comes with the feeling like, no, you're rejecting me as a person as well. So rejection definitely is the biggest fear there.
Are you wanting, sometimes girls go, well, I'll pray about it, but have no intention of dating you. They're using that as kind of a stalling.
Right.
Do you like those type of answers? Because it gives you a bit of hope, or would you prefer her just to be upfront?
Oh, clarity is kindness. Clarity is kindness. Just be upfront and just be clear about it. I think guys would really appreciate if you are not interested from the get-go. Just tell them nicely, properly that you don't see it going anywhere or you're not interested.
Yeah. What about if a girl asks you out? Do guys like? I'm going to throw one in that's not on the run sheet. Do guys like it when girls ask them out?
What do you think? For me, it's new. I'm not used to it, but I'm not opposed to it either. But girl, by some miracle, asks me out. I wouldn't mind. It'd be new, obviously, but
I actually had that happen to me one time in church. I really respect this girl. In fact, she's a Randini. And I had so much respect for her. And I think because we were in the same space quite often, she had approached me and asked me if I would be interested in going out to a movie with her. And I really appreciated that. But at the same time, it really pushed me to think where this was headed, because I had so much respect for her. I did not want to lead her on. But she's such a great girl. And I asked her, oh, what is this about? Like, is this, I just want to be frank with you, like, is this because you're romantically interested in me? Or are you asking me because you enjoy my friendship and you just love hanging out? Because I don't want to lead you on. I was very forward. And she was like, no, I just really enjoy you as a person. And I was wondering if you'd be keen to go and watch a movie. And she wasn't just asking me. She had asked a bunch of other people to go that Sunday afternoon. And so, it was, I think, that clarity as well. I'm not sure where she was at, thinking about the prospect of that working out. But that was so good. It helped her and helped me establish that boundary early on. Right. Yeah.
Clarity and kindness. That's so important. So important. Okay. Joe, another thing you wish the girls knew, that the guys have feelings too. So not just girls have feelings,
No,
guys
no.
have feelings.
Guys have feelings.
Really? Where are they?
Yeah. And just hinging off of what Terry mentioned earlier, you know when guys have feelings because they're afraid of rejection. Rejection is not a physical thing, it's a very emotional response toward a potential scenario of not being accepted or wanted. And when guys have those, when we experience that, those are feelings, deep feelings. And so I said that we have feelings as well, but they are not always expressed in the way that that women express their emotions. And so, even silence, that's emotion too, like for us guys. And I remember on my previous relationships, can I just say off the bat, Letitia, that I love and respect the women that I have dated in the past. And I think that they're incredibly blessed and wonderful women, and they love the Lord. And so as I'm talking about these experiences, I hope our viewers know that I have the utmost respect for them and that they're lovely women. I haven't kept in contact with them, but I so hope that they're probably married now. They have husbands and families. But I'll say this, that through that experience, those experiences of relationship, there were moments where I felt that I went silent, and not because I did not like him or that the relationship was in jeopardy. It was just that I was experiencing a lot of feelings that I did not know how to express. And there was a lot of anxiousness in there as well, because the feeling of for a man to express his feelings to someone is like putting his jewels out there in the open, something precious.
Right.
And when it's out there, you can't draw it back in. It's out there, you're vulnerable. And men find it really hard to be vulnerable, which is why I said silence as well is an expression of emotion. So that's one thing.
What are some of the feelings that you're feeling during a relationship, but not necessarily expressing what's going on underneath?
Yeah, what am I feeling? First and foremost, there's a physical attraction. Men are driven visually. So when they're in a relationship with a woman, most likely it's because of their physical attraction to them. And as the emotional bond grows, and as that emotional bond grows through your connection, and connection is in many various ways, emotional connections, you have that. What I'm experiencing in those moments, there's physical attraction. So, and there's also a deep emotional connection to the person. So these are the feelings that I'm experiencing, but I'm not always wanting to express that early on.
And that's wise.
Yes.
You don't.
But let me just say, was it always that way? No. I had to learn the hard way, which is so painful. Yeah. I'm still having to heal from letting out those deep affections early. So yeah, I would say there's a physical attraction going on, there's sexual attraction, chemistry, like men are sexually attracted to this person. So you naturally have sexual feelings, and then you have emotional feelings, like you just feel so close to the person. So those are the two main ones, I think, for me that I've experienced.
Yeah. No, that's good. How can women be more in tune with what you're feeling, or are we generally sensitive to how guys are feeling because we're expecting the guys to be sensitive to us and our feelings?
Could you rephrase that question again? I was struggling to...
Yes. How can women be more in tune with the guys' feelings? Because as women, we're expecting you to be in tune because everyone knows women have feelings. Are there questions that we can ask? Like, how are you feeling? Or
Yeah. That's a great question. In fact, my headspace has not gone into that area. What do you think, Daryl?
How can women be more in tune with guys' feelings? I think just straight up ask them questions, because if you're in a relationship with someone, like communicate with each other, like, what do you expect from the guy? And ask the guy, like, how do you express your feelings? So I think the first step would just be to communicate and talk openly. I think that if you're in a relationship with someone, and if you should take it seriously, your needs and wants and expectations. So just communicate, ask them straight up, what's going on with you, how are you feeling, and be patient with how he responds. Because Pacific culture, expression of feelings is not something that is seen as masculine. So it's considered as a taboo. So you don't express feelings because you'd be considered weak. But it's important for you. It's important for guys as well to understand that women have this expectation. So communication is key. And just try and change our attitudes, especially when it comes to understanding emotions.
I love the question. Sorry, Letitia. I love that he mentioned ask questions.
Yes.
And that's appropriate. That's okay. Instead of assuming what's going on when there's some silence or when responses aren't the same, or ask questions.
Yep. So men have emotions, and look, the greatest man on planet Earth, Jesus, he cried, he wept, he laughed, he got angry, he had every emotion under the sun. So yes, it's okay to have emotions. All right, Terry, you said you want girls to know that not every guy out there, you said there are guys out there who are waiting till marriage to have sex. So there are guys, because generally most girls just think guys have had sex, and all guys want sex, and that's all they're doing, thinking about, talking about. But there's guys, you're saying there's guys actually out there who are waiting for marriage to have sex.
And I think women feel that way because of their experiences as well. Because I've had great female friends, absolutely love them, and this is one of the conversations that we usually have is this idea of like what are expectations that guys have towards women, and all of them have said to me that guys have expressed that they want to have sex, and then gives them this idea that all guys are the same. And as I said, it's not the case. If a guy is serious with Jesus, if a guy is serious about his walk with God, having sex before marriage is not at the top of his list. So there are great guys out there. Joe is a great guy. I have great brothers as well that share the same value. So that's what I want girls to know, that there are guys out there that are waiting.
They're out there. There are good guys. So thank you for being those good guys. Okay, we're almost running out of time, so we'll got two more. Hopefully we can get through. Another one, Joe, you had is that as guys, you desire to be respected, which is important. But it doesn't mean that the girls can't challenge your opinions or decisions. We can respect you, but still challenge you. Talk to us more about that, what that looks like.
Yeah, so what that looks like is its contributions are needed and necessary, can I just say that, for both sexes to exist in a society that is healthy. Both need to be heard, and both need to be respected. I think women also should desire to be respected in the way people approach them, talk to them. So when I say that we desire to be respected, I think a lot of people will think that we don't want to be challenged, but that's the exact opposite of what I mean. Men are very attached to their contributions in society, whether it would be an opinion or whether it would involve their physical nature. I'm helping do something. They're very attached to that, almost emotionally. So when we make a decision to do something, or when we've contributed something, to be respected is to know that what we've contributed is appreciated. And so if there's ever a disagreement, respect would mean that it doesn't mean you can't challenge that. It means that you appreciate that, but if you have something better, if you have something that you think is an opinion that is way better, or just to do something is way better, appreciate the contribution and explain to me why you think that is better. Like, we can have a dialogue. There has to be dialogue in order to arrive at the best possible decision, at the best possible outcome. We have to dialogue, and we both have to see each other's point of view. So that's what I mean when I say when we desire respect. It doesn't mean that women can't challenge us. In fact, women should challenge us. That's only a healthy thing. Challenging in a healthy way. What does that look like? I appreciate what you do, Terry, amazing. But this, I honestly feel that this might be better. This might add value to what you're doing, and add greater value to what you're doing. This is what I think would work better. And if Terry is a kingdom man, he'll be like, okay, I don't have all the answers. This girl who really appreciates what I've done is trying to help me and help this whole project move towards something that has greater value. So if we can look at it that way, that's respect. That's dialogue.
I mean, I think the thing here with you two guys is you are kingdom guys, because most Fijian guys would, not all Fijian men or Australian men appreciate being challenged. Because they've got egos and, even the women we don't always, but because you're secure enough in who you are is really important. The other thing I've heard the comment a few times over here that my silence is my respect. So we're respecting particularly, they might hear things from elders or parents, but because of the respect culture, they're silent. But again, in God's kingdom, it's not always healthy. And I appreciate my friendship with you, Joe, because we have some good back and forth as well. But then we're still, good friends. So it makes a healthy friendship and relationship so much better if you can disagree. In fact, it's vital. If your relationships don't have disagreements and healthy communication in that way, there's something really wrong. And especially if the woman's just silent and agreeing to everything the man says. That's not right. Hey, our time is out. Unfortunately, time goes fast when you're having fun. So thank you, Terry and Joe. You've heard it today firsthand from these awesome young men. So thank you for joining us. And we'll be talking a bit more in the future. Thank you for tuning in. And if you've got other things out there, guys, who are watching this that you really want the girls to know, put it down in the chat, because let's keep the conversation going. Thank you.